Doug Walker. You're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the Crazy House. I am Crazy McCormick, but you already knew that. It's been a pretty interesting week as far as I know. Probably not for me because I have just basically been doing the same as I usually do, work my ass off, and then go to bed. Been playing Dragon Quest 6 on Twitch lately, and on top of that, my my gaming channel here on YouTube. I have just recently started releasing archives for my gameplay for Final Fantasy V. So you can check that out. And I see people are slowly but surely coming into the chat. I see Dragon Slayer, Scottish Misfit, and Dabbin Grandpa. How's it going, Hunter Valentine? It's been a minute since I've seen you around doing the damn thing. It's interesting to see that some people are slowly but surely coming out of the woodwork. The same thing happened last week, which I thought was pretty dope. I'm happy to see that people are starting to come back slowly but surely. I love that. I love that. You know, to be totally honest, like I feel like that there's a lot of people who have been, that have not done a whole lot um, when it concerns like, oh, don't worry, dude, you can go ahead and necro your fucking your chat all the fuck you want. It doesn't matter to me. But like I'm seeing a lot of people that are slowly but surely coming out of the woodwork. A lot of names that I haven't seen in quite some time. One of them that I had just seen recently that I try to give all of my homies that are active in the community and doing stuff as much fucking shine as I possibly can. Obviously I'm only one man and I run this fucking shit all by myself, which personally I feel is better. Um, because if you have too big of a fucking team, then, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. I'd rather be my own chief and my own Indian when it concerns that. But, anyways, one person that I saw that kind of came out of the woodwork, I didn't even realize that he was still, that he had been doing shit for a little while. Cali Green 2 Fresh. And on top of that, I totally forgot what his real name was. So, as soon as I figured it out, um, yeah, had to send him a fucking Facebook friend request. I also came across one of the people who participated in my event at DCG Con. Found him on Facebook. Yeah, I totally forgot that his real name was Seth until he actually name dropped himself on one of his videos there on Carnival Spirits that he did last month. And so I'm happy to see him back doing some shit because he's for Carnival Spirits. Cali Green 2 Fresh was basically like a very behind the scenes guy, and I'm happy that happened. I also ended up getting a friend request accepted from Deflet Leslie, and like I had sent her that one a while ago. Like how the fuck is like, and I've known her since fucking last year's gathering. So like that's actually pretty cool. I'm happy to say though with that when it concerns like my work and shit, I was able to get some overtime. Hopefully sooner rather than later we will have that bullshit passed fully so we won't have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, all that other shit. That actually made me curious like if you remember when well both Trump and Kamala Harris were fucking talking about no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Both of them were fucking big upping that idea at the same time. Like Trump was the first one to say it, and then Kamala tried to make it sound like she was the one who fucking came up with the idea the whole fucking time. But uh, I'm hoping that if and when, and not even if, when it gets fucking passed, I wonder if that counts for if we get tips here on YouTube or over there on Twitch or Kick, a lot of these streaming things where we get money from our viewers. Those are tips, No, it doesn't matter what you call it, they're fucking tips. Even if YouTube takes 70, like takes 30% off the top, those are fucking tips. Um, but that was something that ended up happening uh, in Congress. Yeah, YouTube's going to get 30% tax of this. Wait for it. Wait for it. It better happen.
And by the way, I just want to say, fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
That needs to keep happening forever. Thank you, Justin Kemple, for that $1.99. I appreciate that shit. Yeah, definitely give that a like. That's worth the like, if you ask me. I need more people fucking talking shit about me so that way I can make it like a random rotational thing. I need more people to start talking shit about me on screen. Or maybe I need to go into archives to try to find people talking shit. But that right there is a fucking gold mine, if you ask me. But anyways, yeah, that should be that should not be fucking registered as a tax on my 1099 for YouTube next year. In all honesty, if anything, I should only be getting taxed for the fucking ad revenue, but like anything that comes from other people should be considered a tip. And so like right now, Congress ended up fucking putting that through. Isn't it weird that even though both Republicans and Democrats were actually trying to fucking put that out there, not a single Democrat voted yes on it? Still passed to go to the next stage. So Congress voted on it. Next thing it goes, I believe, to the Senate. And if the Senate fucking agrees with it, well, then obviously fucking it goes to Trump, and then Trump is going to immediately sign it out. Big Will has never been relevant. That's why he fucking talks so much about everybody else and he doesn't talk about himself um, as much as you'd think he should. You know, Chuck Reeves actually talked more about himself than Big Will talked about himself. And Chuck Reeves was relevant. At one given point in time, he was relevant. Madness says that Big Will acts like a Democrat. In all honesty, he acts like a fucking old school Republican. Like, one of them Stonewall Republicans that hates gays and minorities and stuff like that. That's how he acts. All right, so y'all ready for the fucking news? Because you trust me, there's going to be a good portion of shit for the news. Let me go ahead and switch on to the next thing. Yeah, Chuck is at least fun to watch. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go to the news here. Boom. All right, first and foremost, the Gathering of Legends. The 25th anniversary of the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is interesting, the way that they designed this shit, because, like, the 25th anniversary is usually considered the silver anniversary. Gold, I believe, is 50, but that's more in a traditional sense. I think by the 5th anniversary, you're supposed to give your lover an iPad. I don't know if that's more modern or what the fuck. I think for the 2nd anniversary, you're supposed to give your lover a rim job. I don't know. Chokers. There's like I'd love to see if fucking AdamandEve.com or NaughtyandNice.com would have something equivalent to an anniversary setting. Could you imagine that for your 25th anniversary? You're gonna get you basically get a sex swing, but the rings are silver. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So like the Gathering of the Juggalos, the 25th anniversary. Uh, it was announced like they publicly announced it recently. It was already announced in the fucking brochure, booklet, itinerary, informational catalog of DCG Con and Juggalo Weekend that it was going to be from the 13th to the 16th, I believe. So they just publicly announced it. And on top of that, the website should be up and running in a couple of weeks. As of March 9th is at 9 p.m. is when they're going to launch the site. So half y'all juggalos out there are going to be fighting tooth and nail for a fucking bala site or 7 bala sites so that way you can flip the other 6 and be a complete fucking dickhead and trying to make your money back. I hate that about this fucking culture. Like, seriously, like a lot of people, like there were some people who found one of the silver charm boys from DCG Con being sold for $500 over on eBay, and they were worth they were selling them for 250. And I remember a long time ago we yelled at Not Slim One about buying 2 bala sites so he could flip one of them. That's taxing the fam, and I still think that to this day. So yeah, when it concerns like the bala sites and even the charms and shit like that, like I could understand like if you're doing this to try to make a small profit, but to double the fucking price of something like that is greedy as fuck. You know? Like to me, I find that type of shit to be greedy as fuck. Nevertheless, March 9th is when the launch title of the Gathering of the Juggalos is, and that's also going to be when they're going to start selling tickets. So if you do not have any possible way of getting a big bala site, a little bala site, a car pass, and the only thing that you want is a fucking ticket, wait a couple weeks. All right? Because just like clockwork, the website's going to be completely fucking flooded with people. It's going to be tons of motherfuckers trying to buy the same shit at the same time, and you know that they purposefully fucking throttle down the bandwidth on their website to make it more difficult for other people to try to get their ball sites. A lot of refreshing, a lot of credit cards going over their limits. It's basically a digital fist fight to try to see who can get the fucking broken beer bottle to stab somebody else in the back. Like that's how it has been since gathering tickets have been sold online. That's how it's always been. Just try to be fucking smart about this. If you have no inclination whatsoever of getting a ball site or a fucking car pass or an RV pass or VIP or any of that shit, do not bother trying to get on that fucking website. Me personally, this is what I learned in 2012. All right, I learned this shit in 2012. The third gathering I went to where you actually could buy fucking tickets online. Just wait. Just fucking wait. There's no point in going to the website if all you're buying is a gathering ticket. I know that there are some ninjas out there who want to buy the VIPs and stuff like that, and the same usual juggalos that save up all of their fucking money to basically go fucking broke in a half on these balla tickets. You know, the big balla sites. It is what it is. Let them fucking do their shit. There are multiple eBay sellers selling every single item on the vault for double the price. Yeah, I hate that. Like when I went to my first DCG con, there was a motherfucker who bought 5 copies of Juggalos Against Sanity, and as soon as he bought them, he posted them all on eBay and was selling them for fucking $100 each. Like they were $20. All right, and at the time, that was the only way that you could buy a copy of Juggalos Against Sanity was at that was at DCG Con at the Gibraltar in Detroit. This motherfucker bought 5 of them, and he was selling 4 of them at $100 a piece. Like he literally went from the merch booth to the gaming library, put them each on a table, and took pictures of them and posted them on eBay, like right in front of everybody. And also there was a bunch of people that were trying to sell cocaine. Now that I don't have a problem with. I don't sell cocaine. I don't do cocaine. I don't do any of that shit. So that I don't have a problem with. If you do cocaine, you know, there's your guy for that. How limited were the Echo Side mats? I think honestly, if they're not selling them on the website, then I would assume that you know, like they had a large amount of all the mats. And as I showed last week, I got all 3 of them. This is part of the reason why I don't go to eBay to buy my Juggalo shit. I go straight to the shows. And if I can't get something, then it is what it is. You know? Or it's like I saw that fucking charm and I was like, I knew that they were limited, so I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get one at the at DCG Con this year. Especially since like I'm more about fucking merchandise anyways. You know? I'd rather fucking have like the t-shirts and the hockey jerseys and stuff like that. And if I can get them, great. If I can't, it is what it is. But like a $250 fucking charm when sterling silver isn't even that much. You know, I remember when these motherfuckers were like $75 for like, or even half the price. Like back in 2002, I bought a fucking like with the size that the Hatchet Man charms were. Like I got a Riddle Box one the same size for like $100, and now they're like 250. Bull fucking shit. Like I'm not gonna fucking buy that shit at 250, let alone 500. Yeah, the like what you're really buying is the fucking name. That's kind of how it is. Not like eggs, you know. I think eggs are actually worth more than silver. So if you find an egg, if you find a Hatchet Man, if you find an egg with a Hatchet Man stenciled on it, I bet you could probably sell that for $250, and people will be like, makes sense. Like that to me sounds a little bit more fucking plausible. Nevertheless, Gathering of the Juggalos, March 9th. Be there or don't, depending on what it is that you're actually fucking buying. And if you're trying to buy fucking, if you're planning on just buying a fucking Gathering ticket, don't say I didn't fucking warn you. All right. Not to mention, in my personal view, I feel like getting a hotel would probably be, while a little bit more expensive than just a bala site, it sure is a hell of a lot easier. Hell, it's probably a lot easier to get a fucking Airbnb, which I'm flip flopping between one of those two. Either getting a whole ass house Airbnb and a couple of ninjas to fucking kick it with, or getting a hotel all by myself that I can bring chicks to fuck. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go on to the next piece of news. So I saw this on fucking Figure Lovers, and I think I saw this posted somewhere on Facebook as well. But Isham ended up posting a video, like a fucking audio clip. It was like a 5 minute clip, but it was him basically talking about his history and his past living in Detroit when he was a kid. Um, I watched a little bit of it. Audio quality is actually pretty fucking good. It's basically it basically comes off as if it was the same. I don't know if you remember in 2019 at Super Gathering, Isham ended up having a fucking seminar, but it wasn't even a seminar. It was basically a video of him talking about like, I don't know, the fucking universe or some shit, or the power of the law of attraction, or some other you know some other shit. um but it was like, it was cool because it was just like a video, and Isham was just narrating something in that video. And this is kind of the same feel, except it's more about like Isham's life as a whole, which 5 minutes, it's coming out in multiple parts. So there should be a link in the description below, so that way you guys can watch it for yourself after you're done watching my shit. Um, unless you've got something else to do after I'm done with my show. But yeah, check it out. Isham has a good, rich history when it concerns Detroit and creating the wicked shit. I did see like a video that he posted on Instagram where he basically was saying that he is the godfather of the wicked shit, which I honestly think that, he was like, I'm responsible for the Detroit sound, and there have been a number of people who have been inspired by that and have gone to great lengths with it. And I'm sure he's talking about Kid Rock, Isham, and like Kid Rock, Eminem, and ICP. But it's like, at the same time, yeah, you notice, and I don't want to say this to like try to fucking downplay Isham or make fun of him or anything like that, because I have no reason to fucking do any of that shit. Kid Rock, I'm pretty sure that he was in a way, shape, or form inspired by Isham in some fucking way. I don't care if he's a rebel flag fucking toting dude from Romeo, Michigan. He still is a part of Detroit hip hop. But I don't mean to fucking say this in a way that would fucking downplay Isham or his credibility or anything like that. But it's like, a lot of the people that were inspired by him seem to surpass the master. You know what I'm saying? Like, if him being the master and ICP and Eminem being the fucking students, like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I can kind of understand. Isham has been and always will be underground. He has done everything relatively on his own, short of that stint of him being in fucking I know you were. Short of him being in fucking psychopathic for a cup of coffee. But like Isham should have been more popular. I don't think that it has anything to do with his race. Keep that in mind, Justin. have zero thinking about that being his fucking race. Because let's keep in mind, like hip hop was prominently a black culture kind of thing for the longest fucking time until Vanilla Ice fucking came in and just totally broke the combo breaker. You know, I disagree with that. Being white did not help him, did not help the others. Because, like I said, hip hop is predominantly a fucking black culture thing, always has been. But there's been other people who have been not black fucking come into the fold, Mexicans and whites alike. I mean, you can't necessarily say that Esham was being held down because he was black when so many other artists in the hip hop community are black and famous. Like, whether it be fucking Dr. Dre and all of the members of NWA or anything like that. No, Eminem fucking struggled his ass off in the shelter as a backpack rapper and a battle rapper, and then it was Dr. Dre who discovered him. Kid Rock, I'm pretty sure like he probably got a free ride because his family's fucking rich. But what I think it is that when it concerns Esham, it's not that Esham doesn't have any fucking, he doesn't lack anything. He does everything by himself, but maybe in a way he purposefully fucking decided to keep himself underground. He did sign a deal with TBT, like a record label called TBT for a time to get it so that way his music could be put out publicly. But they even fucked him in the end. But that's the industry. The industry is punks, as Tech9 would say. And by the way, also, I don't know if you know this, but Tech9 being a part of Forbes, the Forbes top fucking 150, 150, top 25 richest fucking people in business, and he's independent. I don't know if you guys know this, but Tech9's kind of black. So I don't think that his race has anything to do with anything. I would also say that it's not like his umph, his panache and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, just like any other fucking music industry, I think also the colors kind of meld together. So it really doesn't even matter what color skin you are. You could try to lay the blame on that for any success of others or lack thereof of yourself, but that's just not true. It's basically like, okay, if you stick to your convictions and you're like, I'm gonna stay fucking underground and fuck the mainstream industry and stuff, it's a little bit harder to get it up to the top without that rub, I guess. Whether it be ICP signing to Island Records or Eminem signing to fucking Aftermath. Kid Rock being having Naughty Dog go to, like whatever his fucking record label was and having that paired up with some Artemis or something like that. I don't remember what record company Kid Rock was initially signed to with the fucking shit sandwiches in my butt album. Fucking, I think it was Jive, but I'm not sure. But it doesn't really fucking matter. It really comes down to your morals. And I think that that's one of the reasons why Esham was never like signed to a major label, never even got so much as a fucking platinum album or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I think one of the things about this is like, if you really think about it, I think Esham probably should have a couple of gold records by now. You would think. But I believe that the record company has to submit that to the RIAA certification board, and then they go through the list of the number of fucking album releases for your shit, and then that determines whether or not you have gold, platinum, diamond, what have you. And fucking record companies do that automatically. So, and that for the longest time was an argument. Now that I think about it, that for a longest time was an argument that I had against Twisted. Maybe Twisted just never fucking released the fucking shit to the RIAA certification board, and that's why they don't technically have like anything that's gold or platinum. Tech9 has done it. ICP did it themselves with Ringmaster. Ringmaster went gold twice, technically. Once under their own label and once under Island Records. And so, or at least one of their albums did. I know that for a fact. But still, nevertheless, like most of the time, it's like who gives a shit. Even though it's like it's basically just fucking sucking your own dick in some sort of a way. But that gets away from what I'm talking about here with Isham. Go check this out when you're done with watching my show. Link is in the description below. You'll go directly to his Gotham Records, the Gotham Facebook page, and this should be there. I'm curious to see how many parts he's gonna have, whether or not it's gonna be like a whole fucking thing. But yeah, he basically talks about his life as a youngin'. All right, next thing. This I saw on Facebook as I was perusing, or not on Facebook, but on Fago Lovers as I was perusing shit to rip off of them. So Low Key recently fucking came out with a new album. Yesterday, as a matter of fact. So the album is called Love. And with an X instead of an O to be fucking edgy. You know, we still got to keep that going on. But yeah, you got to remember, Loki loves you. All right, so it's To the Underground from Low Key. The new album is called Love, and you can actually buy the album on the website, shadowlandshop.com. It also has like a little package deal where you can get this, limited to 12. Is it just the mask, or is it the whole fucking thing? But you can get like this little album right here. I love the fact that the album is a fucking wheel. And, you know, it's a CD. And when you put the CD in and hit play, you spin the wheel. But at the end of it all, it like every single one of them just says, go fuck yourself. If you watched Elimination Chamber, that should sound familiar. Maybe fucking Cody Rhodes was listening to the Low Key album Love before he went out to the ring last night. But you can also get a couple of I think this is a package deal on the website. I believe it's about $60. You get the CD, a tote bag, some personalized greeting cards. They're Valentine's, okay? And then you also get this Love T-shirt, which is cute as fuck. Like, what the fuck, Low Key? That was actually fucking funny to see. It's Low Key in a fucking hoodie and shorts riding a cutesy dolphin. That's awesome. So yeah, go to the website shadowlandshop.com. You can buy this fucking package. It's gay as hell, but it's whatever, you know. Now here's something that I fucking saw that I thought was really fucked up. This blew my fucking wig. People posted this on Facebook. People posted this on Reddit, which is where I got the fucking picture. And then I was like, this cannot be fucking real, and I had to look for it myself. And it turns out that this is an actual fucking post on Twitter. JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, Blackjack Bradshaw, Bradshaw of the fucking APA, is a fucking juggalo. My man cave, look at these, he tweeted this. My man cave is looking better. Proud to be a juggalo. Thanks ICP for the great merch. Hashtag Juggalo JBL. What the fuck is that? And it's a lot, and it seems like the package of all of the shit that he has in his man cave, a lot of this stuff is like some of the new boys that came off of the ICP shop. So those things are probably disintegrating once it hit oxygen. Those things are slowly but surely. I almost feel bad for JBL for having some of the new merch, which I'm not a fan of. And it turns out that there's a couple of other people that watched the shit in post that went into my comments last week, illegal, and she was laughing at the fact that I was making fun of the website so hard. But I guess seeing this in sort of real life, is almost as good. I'm just not happy about the fucking pricing. $40 for a shirt is still not fucking good. But hey, JBL got his shit for free, so how can he fucking not complain? The same thing goes with the fact that he's a fucking rich millionaire and he does a lot of fucking stocks and trading and selling and all that other shit. So $40 a t-shirt really wouldn't mean shit to him anyways. Me, on the other hand, I'm broke as fuck after spending $700 at DCG Con buying sweet ass merch and $700 for a hotel and a bunch of money for fucking gas and shit like that. Oh yeah, bro, this jersey though, like this is the one that I got at DCG Con, and it's definitely the fucking Diamond Rainin' Boys. Like it's got the fucking glittery Hatchet Man, and it says Diamond Rain on the back, 17. It's fucking dope. And for the shimmer, it's still a fucking $1.50. You know, like I'll buy this because this is actually quality shit, as opposed to that AK bullshit that they were going behind. Uh, Whatever. But interestingly enough, this actually is violent wear. I found that interesting. Like, did they just find a whole bunch of fucking jerseys that they never sold, and so they decided to sell them at DCG Con? Probably, and that would be a very smart move on their part. But also at the same time that I saw this, and I didn't get a picture of it because I didn't really think about it, but I was on Facebook the other day, and somebody ended up posting that there is a whole fucking list. Somebody posted this in the museum, and there's like a whole fucking row at their Spencer's of nothing but ICP shit. Like a whole fucking column of ICP stuff, and a little bit on the other side. So store like the fucking merch that's selling at Spencer's and Hot Topic is not only is it coming back, but it seems to be slowly growing again. It's only a matter of time before Juggalo shit covers at least 3 columns worth of shirts. Just like it did before Hot Topic and Spencer's pussied out like bitches and took ICP's merch off the shelves for that retarded ass gang related bullshit. And then on top of that, so when you get a chance, basically, is what I'm saying is when you get a chance, go to your local Spencer's and see what shit they have there. Apparently, according to whoever fucking posted that, the shirts that are selling there are $27 with a BOGO. I think it's like a BOGO 50 deal. So buy one shirt for $27, get the second one half off. So you mean to tell me that you can get 2 t-shirts at fucking Spencer's for $40 as opposed to going on the website and buying a t-shirt for $40 with $27.50 shipping and handling, with $27.50 shipping and handling, a fucking online fee, the fees fee, the fuck it, why not fee, and have to end up spending like 50, like fucking $100 for one t-shirt. God, I hate websites that do this type of shit. Of course, obviously, like there's a lot of them that I'm over exaggerating on, but $40 for a fucking t-shirt. JBL, count your lucky fucking stars and bless your heart for getting free merch from Psychopathic. But I'll tell you this, nevertheless, JBL being a fucking juggalo, I never would have fucking known. Because I never would have suspected John Bradshaw Layfield being a fucking juggalo, especially when he was fucking doing his run as WWE champion, and they ended up doing that overseas tour, and he got kicked out of fucking Germany for fucking goose stepping in the ring during a dart show. I don't know if y'all remember that. He literally was doing the goose stepping shit with the salute and everything. And then people want to be fucking pissed off at Elon Musk, but that's beside the point. The point is that he fucking did it just to get heat from the crowd, and he got heat all right. And he's a fucking juggalo, so boom, fuck you. Take that information and boof it for what you will. Speaking of boofing, I've got some fucking news about some shows, up and coming shit. The first one I want to talk about is Clockwork E, the Massachusetts Boofing Tea Party, live in Worcester, Massachusetts, on April 19th. So the day before one of the biggest fucking holidays for half the fucking Juggalo community, if not 3/4 of it. Uh, basically, I guess they wanted to do this on Saturday, April 19th, so they didn't have to do this on Hitler's birthday. But it's going to be at the Raven in Worcester, Mass. Featuring performances from Clockwork E. So I don't fully know exactly what else we're going to fucking have when it concerns this shit, but it's an Easter party. Nevertheless, I think that it's dope. That I like the color scheme. I don't know where they got the idea of having fucking powder blue and pink together. I have no idea. I've never seen such a good combination of those two colors before, ever. Ever. If the Boofing Tea Party ends up becoming an annual thing, then I bet you next year is going to be all black and gold. But that's just my assumption. That boatload that looks funny. It's a giant ass on a boat, but actually it doesn't even look like an ass. It looks like a giant penis. The boat looks like a giant dick, but it's a boat. But yeah, so far the only performance that I'm seeing on here is Clockwork E. I don't know if anybody else has been fucking signed to the deal. How much you want to bet? They're also going to incorporate Flapjack Wilson in some way, shape, or form. It's bound to fucking happen. Let's see the next tour or show. Da-da-da-da. Here it is. Mac fucking Sabbath is doing a show with Flummox. Dude, it's Mac fucking Sabbath. Now, this is actually a much bigger show, so Mac Sabbath has been around for 10 years, and this is a much larger fucking tour than all of the other things that I've been posting as of late, because, like, a lot of people that I've been posting only do shows like four or five shows, and that's the big mega fucking world tour around the fucking mountains. Not to diss scum or anything like that, but bro, come on. Let's see. So they're also going to have Guttermouth from April 18th to the 24th, and the Dickies from May 1st to the 10th. Flummox is going to be with Max Sabbath throughout this entire show, throughout this entire fucking tour. So let's go down the list and see if there's anything that you guys might be interested in. You got to remember, it's fucking Max Sabbath. This is another one of those bands that are colloquial, blah, I can't say that fucking word. They coincide with bands like Green Jello or Guar. There's a guy that's wearing a giant fucking Mayor McCheese fucking head with with horns coming out the mouth. Like, why the fuck not? And the lead singer is a guy painted up like Ronald McDonald. It's awesome. I don't give a fuck. But here's some of the shows that they're going to be doing. It looks like they're going to be starting this off in Dallas, Texas on April 18th at Ferris Wheelers. 419 is going to be in Austin, Texas at the Mohawk. 420 in San Antonio, Texas at the Paper Tiger. Wow. 422 in Houston, Texas at Scout Bar. I'm assuming that all events doors are going to be open at 6:30. That's just my assumption. Let's see. So then they got a day off, and then on the 24th of April, New Orleans, Louisiana, at the House of Blues. That's awesome. Max Sabbath at the House of Blues. Makes perfect fucking sense. The 25th in Birmingham, Alabama, at Workplay. The 26th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Loft. Huh. Let's see. The 27th, Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Fillmore. The 29th is going to be in Pittsburgh, PA, at Jurgles. That is I don't know, that's weird to me. And then they got another day off, and then they start their May show in New York City at La Poisson Rouge. I don't know if I doubt that I fucking said that correctly, but you know, whatever. Let's see. Then they go back to PA to Philly on the 2nd for the Brooklyn Bowl. May 3rd, New Bedford, Massachusetts at the Vault. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good tour for like half the fucking country. They start off in Texas and they fucking make their rounds. That's pretty fucking dope. Let's see. On the 4th, they're going to be Fairfield, Connecticut at the Warehouse at FTC. Then they go back to New York on the 6th in Buffalo at the Buffalo Ironworks. And now they start cruising the Midwest. On the 7th, Cleveland, Ohio at the Beachland Ballroom. On the 8th is Ferndale, Michigan. They're hitting Michigan at the Loving Touch. And then on the 9th, Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Intersection. I think I might have to see if I can get that day off. So that way I can see ketchup and mustard flying through the air. Hopefully. Like, that's my assumption that that type of shit fucking happens. I don't know. I've never seen a Max Sabbath show. And then they close it out at Chicago, Illinois at the WC Social Club. So I guess I'm gonna be trying to fucking go over there. Like I'm gonna check. You know what? Let me see. So like I'll probably talk about this again sometime closer to the tour. Let's see. May 9th is on a Friday. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is call in sick that day. I plan on being sick on the 9th of May, so that way I can go see a fucking a guy dressed up as Ronald McDonald spew out parodies of Black Sabbath. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, like, that concept to me is fucking genius. It's not, it's crazy and not entirely as genius as a lot of other people that I consider geniuses, but that's very fucking smart to do that type of shit. Let's see, we got 2 more things that we want to fucking bring up in the news. So this I talked about before, and since it's getting closer to the event date, I don't know if anything has changed up. I haven't heard anything differently, but this is apparently Rockstar Radio and LSP doing a thing. Underground United 8 Music Fest, and these are some of the people that are up on there. Saturday, April 12th at Barefoot Bob's at Prescott Valley in Arizona. So if you're in the Arizona area, if you're in the Prescott Valley area, I don't know exactly where that is. Definitely mark your calendar for that if you have interest in doing this with Grim Reality Entertainment. So some of the people that are on there, and some of these names I do recognize: Beast Mode Warriors, Chuckles, DJ Patty Cake. I feel like I recognize that Chuckles. Edge Runners, JP the Hustler. I feel like I recognize that. Mask Gang, Mr. Dosha, Spec One, Uncle Phoenix, Will Gates. That name I fucking recognize. Zodiac and more. They also should be booking additional acts. I haven't seen any update on anything else that they have posted. This is the first flyer that I saw for it. So you could probably check out the website grimrealityentertainment.net or do a Google search for Underground United 8. You might be able to find some information. This is as far as research as I've fucking done. I think it's up to you to discover the rest. Or maybe I'll fucking talk more about it next week. I don't know. But the last one that I want to talk about before we start getting into some other interesting shit. Lights Out 7 has been fucking announced. So it's going to be happening after the fucking Gathering of the Juggalos, a couple of weeks. Let's see. Yep. August 30th, 2025 at the Crowfoot. So Monstar is going to be bringing out Lights Out 7. And this is interesting to me. So a lot of people have been doing a lot of Pharaoh shit lately. You know, like this is biting off of Shade Hecka. Because he's been doing the fucking, ancient Pharaoh possession gimmick for quite some time. And now Lights Out 7's theme is Night of the Ancient Pharaohs. Of course, you know, they're probably going to have everybody that's signed to Monstar Entertainment. So there might be somebody that's interested in talking shit and getting hit with a round two. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. But yeah, so far I have not, like, this is the only thing that I've seen so far when it concerns like advertisement. I ripped this off of fucking Fago Lovers. Um, doesn't it? I don't think it said anything on Fago Lovers as to who's signed to do this event, or if it's just the one night. Maybe they might add a second night. Who the fuck knows? But just like any other fucking show from Lights Out, it's gonna have everybody that is signed over to who's signed to Monstar Entertainment gonna be doing this shit. And who knows, there might be a fucking outdoor unsanctioned boxing match happening in the fucking grassy knoll around the fucking Crowfoot again. Just like last year. Hashtag help me, Nitty. I don't fully know. But I found but that's some interesting that's interesting news. I still am trying to fucking get over the fact that JBL is a fucking juggalo. I'm still trying to get over that. I'm still trying to accept that. Like after that it's just like what the fuck else is there to like fucking talk about? JBL is a juggalo. Good night everybody. You know, basically at this point it's just like have fun with the rest of your night. Good night. Just Nah, I'm being fucking jokey about that shit. But I got some other shit that I fucking wanted to bring up. So yeah, just to end this out, once again, Lights Out 7, August 30th at the Crowfoot in Flint, Michigan, I guess. I believe that's the correct location. I'm assuming, because I don't know much about Flint, to be totally honest. Waiting. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, don't fucking tell me that it's refusing to do that shit. Oh, hell no. Stupid fucking internet. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to force this. Give me a second, Justin. It's worth it. I guess not. That's yeah, that's fucking stale. It should fucking do it. Yeah, that fucking blows. Yeah, it's not doing it for the stickers. That's fucking lame. How dare this motherfucker do that?
And by the way, I just want to say, fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
There you go. Not trying to derail my show, but no, it's fucking worth it, man. Like it's worth it just to fucking have that set. Like I don't know why it didn't do it, but it should have. I'm gonna do it again.
And by the way, I just want to say, fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
There you go. Big Will got knocked out by a fucking wolf. No, he didn't get. He got knocked down, but he didn't get knocked out. But still, nevertheless. I know you're not trying to derail the show, but I got some other shit that I gotta fucking talk about though. So we're done with the fucking news. Let's try to have some fun here. I was on fucking Facebook and I came across. I know it was funny as hell. I came across this fucking post that said something about a band whose lead singer is a parrot named Waldo. So I had to fucking look this up, and apparently it's real. It's on fucking YouTube. Like, unfortunately, there's no fucking videos or anything like that, but the audio behind it, fantastic. Like, listen to this shit. The band is called Hatebeak, and this song that I'm about to play is a song called Seven Perches. Perches. Fuck it, let's just listen to this fucking shit. Play. Like, this is so fucking fire. Why is this so good? Why is this so fucking awesome? Like, this is cool as hell. This is the first band, apparently, to have ever that has an avian lead vocalist. And yeah, you could clearly tell that this was digital. It's not like they set. Could you imagine if they fucking somehow were able to figure out how to set a parrot on a fucking perch and set it in front of a microphone and put little headphones on it? And it's just sitting there just headbanging and shit as it's like squawking to the music, and it sounds so fucking fire. No, I'm sure that what it was is it was the guy fucking walking around behind his parrot as he was doing his little squeaks and squawks, and then was just like, okay, that's a good sound bite. How's this gonna sound if we put in these fucking double bass blast beats? You know, like that type of shit. Listen to this. Let's keep listening to this shit. Like, tell me if this is a fucking vibe or what. This is such a fucking vibe. Why does this hit? Like, why does this hit so fucking hard? Yes, there's a full album of this. Now, slam metal my ass, dude. This is fucking like death metal, grindcore, deathcore kind of shit. And listen, you gotta understand this. All right, I cannot stress this any further. Their lead singer is a parrot. It is a fucking parrot. Like, Hatebeak's lead singer is a parrot. Your argument is invalid. And you can tell that they are big fans of Slayer. This makes it makes no sense to the point where it does make sense. This is like this right here is on some fucking Juggalo shit, if you ask me. There's just like we have a lead guitarist and a fucking drummer. Who do we have as a lead singer? A fucking parrot. Now, I would definitely say Hatebeak for main stage. Unfortunately, though, they don't tour as to not disturb the parrot. Because, like, if the parrot would freak the fuck out if they tried to fucking do a tour, let alone, like, do a fucking any kind of concert or something like that. You would basically just only get, like, a music video of the parrot doing parrot things in the house, and then Why is this so fucking awesome? That is so fucking dope. And that's only like a minute of that fucking shit. And it's like immediately, as soon as this song fucking hits, I just turn it back to the beginning. As soon as this fucking song hits, you're like, this is genius. This is insane. Like, literally, the fucking parrot is a lead singer. And how do you fucking follow up to some sort of weird fucking insanity? Like, such as a band where the lead singer is a goddamn parrot. Hold on. The lead singer is a fucking parrot. Do you understand what I'm saying? The lead singer is a fucking parrot. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I got another fucking video. So yeah, go on YouTube Music, go on Spotify, find this, add it to your fucking playlist. Trust me, you will not be fucking disappointed. Especially if you like your lead singers to be fucking avian based. It's a fucking parrot. I don't know, they made a band about Alex Jones. Dude, I've said it since I fucking got monetized way back in the fucking day. There's an audience for everything. Apparently, I'm part of that audience where I want to listen to death metal backed by a fucking parrot. There's also another band where the lead singers are two fucking dogs. I don't know what kind of dogs they are, but apparently that sounds badass as fuck too. Could you imagine that? Like having a microphone headset over two fucking pit bulls as there's a bunch of fucking music being played, and it's just like there's a guy behind him with a fucking dog whistle and just and the dogs just bark every time they fucking hear the goddamn dog whistle. And that's the lyrics. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about, Justin. There's a band with a dog as the singer named Keninas. What up, Dorn? But yeah, we got dogcore, we got fucking birdcore, brutal slamming dog metal. Like, dude, like this is fucking genius at its finest. I was using the wrong fucking thing. This is insane genius. Like, who the fuck thinks of shit like this? Usually it's fucking deathcore people. They're fucking insane. So there's another thing too that I wanted to fucking talk about. Now that I've got this out of my system. Dude, we need kitty metal. Okay, here's an idea. We get a fucking black, like, actually, I'll tell you this. Because of Hatebeak, I did find out about Keninas. Okay, so I was telling her about Keninas as well as Hatebeak, and I ended up saying, you know what there needs to be? A black metal band where the lead singer is a fucking chihuahua. Because let's be honest here when I say this, the chihuahuas are fucking demons. Okay, so it would be perfect to have a chihuahua lead vocaling a fucking black metal band because, you know, Satan. And then just those motherfuckers never shut the fuck up anyways. Chihuahua or Hellspawn. I'm convinced. Doesn't matter what crossbreed it is. If it's got Chihuahua in it, it's a fucking demon. I hate Chihuahuas. But it would be perfect for a fucking black metal band. Deathcore people? Facts. Dude, after seeing a video from Infant Annihilator and now knowing that the same guy is doing lead vocals for Necrogoblicon, I think I know the deathcore audience a little too well. So the next thing, and this is an actual music video rather than this. Hold on. Rather than listening to this. I'm pretty sure I've lost my monetization at this point. But yeah, rather than that insanity, It's a fucking parrot. Somebody at the end of one of my videos, like a few weeks before I went to, like the week before I went to fucking DCG Con, suggested to me something from somebody called Sick Gattermo, and they were like, this is on par with Wicked shit, and I haven't watched it. I downloaded the video, but I never watched it. Usually, I don't like to watch the stuff beforehand because I like to fucking get my initial reaction out of it, So, with that being said, let's watch the video oficial. The song is called Ultra Violencia. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hearing this. Okay, I guess I'll answer 89 first before I do that. I'm glad that John Cena finally decided to turn heel 13 years after I wanted him to turn heel. It sucks that they had to fuck over CM Punk again to make this fucking storyline happen. But I'm also glad that they didn't make it so John Cena won the goddamn Royal Rumble. I was actually discussing this with my son because he wanted to watch the Elimination Chamber with me today, even though I watched it while I was at work yesterday. I'm very disappointed in the fact that CM Punk got fucked over by, basically the fucking business. But at least that wasn't like the real main event. The real main event ended up being the whole thing with Cody Rhodes and The Rock. And then John Cena finally fucking turning heel after such a goddamn long time. He's like, this is how he wants to be remembered, like in his final run. Fuck it. What does he have to lose? Fuck them kids. Like, literally seen a picture of John Cena on Facebook earlier today, and it says, fuck them kids on it. Kind of like the same thing with Anakin Skywalker, and it says, fuck them kids. Same premise. But anyways, yeah, let's check out this music video from Sick Gattermo. Let's see if this dude actually has a fucking truth in saying that this is on some Juggalo shit. And if I don't like it, I'm cutting it off. I'm just saying, because I've never heard of this person. It's not seemingly backed by fucking Juggalo people. So as of right now, it's practically fucking subjective thought. But here we go. Let's check this out. Okay. Somebody's wearing a hatchet, beanie, and they're both painted up almost like a mix between Twisted and ABK. Is this on the same vein with Umo? Like, I feel like this is going to be like within that same vein. Everything is in Spanish. It seems like, okay, the Spaniards are fucking getting down with some Juggalo shit. Worldwide Juggaloism. Okay, somebody really likes Negan. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't know Spanish at all, but I know what I'd like to hear. And I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. And if fucking Studio 17 is willing to put fucking Sagan Umo on the map in Juggalo shit, I think it was you who told me about Sick Gattermo. I think that these guys might need to get a fucking visa come August. Yeah, this guy really likes Negan. Excuse the shit out of my goddamn French, but what the fuck did you just say? Oh wow, somebody that's not painted up. Alright. I can fuck with this. Like the beat of the production of this fucking song is actually pretty on point. I like this dude's cadence, even though I can't understand a fucking word because I failed high school Spanish. Like, this does sound like a fucking bop. No lie. Like, this is definitely a fucking bop. Yeah, the video quality and the shooting is actually pretty good too. It's just whenever I do the stop and go, it seems to glitch out. But that's VLC for you. I also downloaded this at 1080p. Okay. Yeah, what up? You definitely fucking put this on point. This is actually pretty dope. Like, I feel like that this would definitely fucking get a mosh pit at the gathering. So somebody who's got an in on Psychopathic or Chapter 17, you might want to fucking put them on Sick Gattermo. We ended up getting Mr. Mill and Sagan in with the Juggalo shit, and Sagan loves the Juggalo community. I don't know, I don't hear much about Mr. Mill, but nevertheless, I think Sick Gattermo could possibly fucking get it in on it too. I bet you they would love the fact that Chapter 17 would be calling them in on some shit. Oh yeah, this could bump. That bass drop right there could definitely fucking bump in the trunk. Yeah, that dude loves the fuck out of Negan. You can tell. Okay. And where they're shooting? What the fuck? The fucking drum just... The drum in the beat just changed up a little bit just as I was about to talk. You guys looking at me. Avoid! Void gato. Damn, that just changed up real fucking quick. Like, what the fuck is that? I might need to bring this down. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but... Are those Grand Theft Auto shorts? That's awesome. Like, whoever did the fucking production on this beat is fucking good. Like, this is not bad at all. I fuck with this. Watch the videos of the same artist, Yo Contrado Dos. I might. Like, this is actually pretty fucking phenomenal, and Zombiola is a fucking hater. Like, just straight up. He doesn't like fucking Spanish people. That's what it seems like. I was expecting him to like fucking swing that bat at the camera and fucking have that effect where it looks like the fucking glass broke or something. I was expecting that. It didn't happen, but just the way that he fucking wound up. What? Watch me. Yeah, right here. He looked like he was about ready to fucking swing. And wherever they're at to fucking record this shit, the aesthetic of that looks pretty fucking dope. Because it's like, okay, I saw a pool in there. The pool was fucking filled with dirty water. There's a greenhouse. And it's like, bam, what have you? No wonder I have 18 viewers. Yeah, see, like, now you're just talking shit to project. How cute. Yeah, that's very fucking dope of you. You came in with fucking heat and you decided to talk shit on what it is that I'm fucking saying because of the fact that I like this shit. That's fine. Here, have fun with your come back in a week. Here, you've been timed out for the rest of the fucking show. Come back in a week with a much better fucking attitude, and We'll see if we'll allow you to talk. Have fun with that. Anyways, let's continue this. But yeah, like the aesthetic and the background and everything is actually pretty fucking dope. You know what I want? You know, like so far that's like what, 2 Spanish speaking fucking people that are doing this type of shit, and I fucking dig it. And apparently, like the person that I just kicked off here is he's seemingly like he's being low key racist because he's like, oh, it's straight trash. No, I'm fucking giving this props because I can definitely appreciate the fucking way that the beat is. Beat sounds very fucking heritage. The fucking locations that they're shooting at seem to be also very fucking dope in the background. Like everything about this, even that greenhouse, like the brick layout and stuff like that. Like I focus on this type of shit a lot. Let's see, there's a dope Juggalo artist out of Britain. I forgot his name. I'll have to look him up, but he's really dope. Like I love the whole aesthetic. This is definitely a fucking bop in my fucking view. So good job on What Up. Oh yeah, Robocop is dope too. Sagan and fucking Darby put it down hard on that. Oh yay, fire. Oh, here's that fucking beat again. See, I could see this at the Gathering of the Juggalos or like a mini tour with Chapter 17 or something. Like this could definitely get people on the floor pitting. I could see this as a pit type thing. Like the beat is dope. I don't give a fuck. Yep, I agree with you on that one, Don. If music can reach you no matter what language it is, that's the power of music. That's why music is amazing. I've heard a lot of other good hip hop from other countries. You know what I want to see? I want to see Juggalo hip hop from Germany. I want to see how well that would work. You know what I'm saying? Oh, since I started, the fuck, you were blocking your supporter? Yeah, if they start talking shit, then yeah. It's like, calm the fuck down. If you don't have nothing nice to say about something, shut the fuck up. Simple as that. That's just all you have to fucking do. I mean, don't get me wrong, but in this location, I'm kind of God. No wonder I have 15 viewers. That's just how it is. Resnick is from Germany. Oh, shit. How am I going to learn? There's a difference between public discourse and just being a fucking dick. And I'm not going to deal with that kind of energy. So you can either change the pace on how you're fucking talking to me or not talk at all. And if that's the case, goodbye. I don't need you. And you can talk about how many viewers I have. I don't give a fuck. Consider it a warning. We keep positive vibes in this bitch. So yeah, I could definitely fuck with that. I fuck with that. 100%. I could definitely see that type of shit going on at the Gathering of the Juggalos. I feel like that this could be something that the Juggalo community, more than not, could actually fucking vibe with. Now, if you want something else, this will probably cut my fucking viewership in half with the next thing I'm about to fucking do. $89. How did you fucking know? Because that was actually the thing that I was going to fucking talk about. because like that, like the shit that was going on with the Juggalo community has been few and far between from what I've seen, just other than the shit that I've shown you. And I'm definitely putting Sick Gattermo in my fucking rotation, by the way. And eventually I'll listen to it enough. I'll be able to speak Spanish but not understand what the fuck I'm saying. I'm already doing that with Sega Umo at this point. Listening to that single over and over and over again. But anyways, yeah, so like, you know, usually if I'm running low on fucking Juggalo shit, I definitely have to talk about the Trump shit. And this is something that a lot of people have been fucking talking about, is this meeting between Trump and Zelensky. And I watched the whole fucking thing. Obviously, if you watched like clips and shit from legacy media and stuff, like they tried to make it come off like Donald Trump was being a fucking dick to Zelensky, and all these people are fucking backing Zelensky. So I found a fucking 10-minute video talking about, you know, showing the fucking discourse between Trump and Zelensky and JD Vance. And it was like basically the whole video is like the whole meeting was 50 minutes long, and the first 40 minutes were all Q&A shit. You know, before I get to that, I'm gonna go ahead and ask this. We'll get to that in a minute. Just Ashley, see, like that shit right there, that's the only thing that people have been saying. You know, the only people that actually fucking ask me that are the haters. So that obviously shows where you're sitting at. Supporter my ass. But I'm gonna answer a question. I'm gonna answer your question with your question. What about it? You're asking, what about selling your mom's retro games though? What about it? I sold my mom my video game collection like 10 years ago. I have them back now. I'm debt free with my mom. So now what? Yeah, debt free. Why am I being like what? What? Being on hard times 10 years ago, so I had to fucking do something in order to get money. And my mom and I made a fucking business transaction a long fucking time ago. And that was an agreement upon me and my mother that I happened to talk about publicly to people who I thought were friends at the time, and they try to use this as a fucking diss, as if it's a fucking diss. Like I don't know. I sold my video game collection to my mom rather than fucking giving it to a used video game store, so that way I knew that once I gave the money back to my mother, I would get the video games back. I gave the money back to my mother, I got my fucking video games back. So what of it? Yeah, I know. Values and morals. It's called a business transaction. This was something that was agreed upon by both myself and my mother. So, what of it? No, 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 no. I want to see how this is so fucking bad. Okay? I want to see how so fucking bad it is. Oh, it's bad that values and morals because I live in my mom's basement. Doesn't that just say that my fucking parents care about me? They knew that I was falling on hard times. My mother was willing to fucking take care of me because guess what? That's what parents fucking do. No matter how old I am. All I said was that song wasn't good. And then you decided to fucking flip the script and try to say some shit dissing me about some of the stuff that I fucking said. Oh, I'm not angry. I'm just fucking trying to understand where you're fucking coming from. And on top of that, you also were saying some shit and then you doubled down. So what the hell? The roaches are roaching because you're back. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm not you, Mom. Because I'm not your mom. That's fine. But you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, everything that you're fucking pulling off right now is just basically because of you being told. Just like any other fucking people out there who are in that liberal sense, they're mad because they're being told.
And by the way, I just want to say, fuck Crazy McCormick. Whack as fuck.
Exactly. All right, I support bans and online beheadings. All right, so then why are you trying? If you've been there in that position before, then how come you're fucking dissing me? Like, dude, it's not that I'm mad. It's just that I've been hearing this shit for the last fucking 5 years or so, and it does nothing because nobody has given me an explanation about how I'm so fucking problematic because of these things. All it is it's just fucking, yeah. You're basically fucking throwing this in my face for fucking what reason? What fucking reason do you have to be throwing that in my fucking face? You know what? Here. We're putting that on pause now. What fucking reason do you have to be trying to fucking throw that shit back at me? You know, you basically you attacked my love and interest in that sick Gattermo shit. All right, and then that didn't work, so you went after me about how many fucking viewers I have in my shit. And I think you're the same person who said something about how Unbreaded is doing better than I am last week, which I don't care. I hope that they have fucking success. And then after that, you brought up the fact that I sold my mom my video game collection back in the day, and that didn't work. So then you talked about the fact that that I live in my parents' basement, and that doesn't work. So it's like, what other ammo do you have left? And why is it that you ended up fucking putting that out there like that? And you said that you didn't like the song. Here, let me scroll up to see exactly what was said. I'm going to do that. Okay? First off, we were giving love to that fucking video, right? And then you said, this is fucking awful. What the fuck are you talking about? You questioned my subjective view on what we were watching. And then you ended up saying, what the fuck, straight track. And you're so far at this point, just straight up being a dick and hating on it. If you didn't have to say anything at all. You could have just been like, whatever. And then after that, you were like, no wonder you have 18 viewers. This is trash. What the fuck? LMAO hater. LMAO. Yeah, hater. Yeah, because you were hating. You were being a hater. And then on top of that, you doubled down on calling me out for the amount of fucking viewers that I had. So you were projecting at that point. And then you ended up continuing to say absolute trash. What the fuck? LMAO hilarious but riding. And that was the last thing that you said. Yeah. No, it wasn't because of the opinion. It was because of how you fucking came off. So it's like, at this point, it's like, you could have just not said anything at all. Hell, you could have just not even fucking continued to watch my show. Instead, you decided to make yourself a fucking segment of the fucking show. I don't give a fuck if you're a fucking viewer or not. Straight the fuck up. I don't care who watches my shit or who doesn't watch my shit. But the fact is that if you're going to be rude and you're going to double down on shit like that, then you don't need to be here. Hands fucking down. And this entire fucking argument, the only thing that it's done for you has gotten my fucking viewers to give me $2. Okay? If anything, your idiocy has done nothing for you and done everything for me. So you've got two things. Flip the fucking script right now, be in a little bit more of a positive mindset, and stop arguing and talking shit, or I will fucking ban you. And I will continue to fucking ban you until you learn your lesson. Do we have an understanding? You got to understand something. I don't want to fucking ban people. I don't want to fucking put people in timeout. But this is my show. That's your fucking opinion. But the way you came off it, you were being a dick. Here's the thing, though. I've had plenty of people who have fucked with me since before CPN and Blue fell out. And they've fallen out too. Or they've turned their coats and turned their backs on me and been dicks to me. So, what of it? Not to mention, you continually decided to double down and try to fucking put me down over some shit. So, what I say before? Shut the fuck up. I didn't actually ban him. I put him in timeout. You can come back. He can come back next week. He's got a week to fucking think about what he did. Yeah, exactly. It's such a perfect fucking segue into the next topic, isn't it? Sorry. Then where are they at in the 15 views? That right there. Who gives a fuck how many views I have? As a matter of fact, you can also think about it for the next fucking week. I don't give a fuck who you are. Come out with another fucking one, I'll just ban you immediately. All right. So with that being said, next topic of conversation. So like I was saying, so Trump and Zelensky ended up fucking having that meeting. It was like a 50-minute long thing. It was like 40 minutes of Q&A. And then the last 10 minutes was this.
The United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side is exactly in love with.
Now, here's one thing that like during that Q&A, somebody ended up actually questioning Zelensky on why he isn't wearing a suit. The motherfucker's wearing like this. Now, personally, I don't care if he was wearing a fucking suit or not. If he's comfortable in this, then he's comfortable in this. I mean, he could have worn a suit, but in all honesty, like what he's wearing, I think is fine. Like maybe in his culture, that's the more dapper. Maybe that's the fucking suit. But then again, isn't there like a member of the Senate or in Congress who literally wears fucking basketball shorts and a fucking hoodie? Like during the inauguration, there was a guy that was like high in office, like a mayor or a governor or something, and he was wearing a fucking pair of basketball shorts and a hoodie. So it's like, to me, it doesn't really matter what kind of clothes it is that you're wearing. Yeah, suits are whack in my opinion. Like I've actually thought about the possibility of fucking wearing like a suit just to fucking put up a picture of myself wearing a suit on Instagram just to see what I would look like, you know? Yeah, like that's another fucking point.
You know, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough.
Okay, considering professor of idiocracy because of the fact of what has happened in the very beginning of existence. What he wears is fine. They're at war. He might need to pull Gats at any second. Right. You know, that might be the case. But so, like, right now where Donald Trump is sitting at, he's just like, look, I'm not siding with Putin. I'm not siding with Zelensky. I'm siding with peace at this point.
With Europe, I want to see if we can get this thing done.
Like, basically, I think because of the stuff that Biden did, where Biden was, like, throwing Zelensky money left and right, at this point, that's what puts, you know, the United States shoehorned into this fucking war in some way, shape, or form. And so Donald Trump, being the fucking man of the art of the deal, is trying to fucking strike a deal to get it so that way he doesn't have to fucking pour more fucking money into Zelensky for the war, and seeing what could possibly benefit the United States in this situation while simultaneously achieving peace between Russia and the Ukraine.
You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more.
Interesting how that fucking happens. Like how he fucking says that shit and then everything just fucking falls down.
Respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions.
Yeah, see, like to me, like what Biden fucking did, as opposed to how he fucking said shit, did not correlate with each other. Like, Biden tried to talk a big fucking game in the news, but really, I think he was just being bitched out by Zelensky. I mean, $350 billion, and more of that money than not was fucking grant money. So Zelensky does not have to fucking pay all of that back. I think he has to pay like maybe $100 billion back. But like the other remaining $250 billion that was basically given to Zelensky and not loaned. A vast majority of the other companies, on the other hand, like countries, I mean, not companies, ended up doing the smart shit. Even though their shit was small, they were giving loans. Us, on the other hand, we were just giving away fucking free money, which was kind of useless. Think of how rich Zelensky has become on the blood of his own people. What a lying shithead. Yeah, and I think that that's also one of the problems that they talk about in this clip. What sucks about it is that they're all at dog-eat-dog business. Yeah, every single one of them. And the funny thing is, like, everybody on the other side wants to fucking hate on. I don't think JD Vance would paint his face for Juggalo, Ohio, but I bet that'd look dope. I mean, we've seen fucking AI Trump being fucking around with paint on his face.
What makes America a good country,
and Tim
America
Walz too.
In diplomacy, that's what President Trump is doing.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here,
Okay.
listen to him.
He occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea.
Yep.
So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump was...
Oh, listen to him sucking Trump's dick. Thank God bless the President Trump.
Stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him.
Okay.
He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay, that right there, to me, like, I wanted to stop here just to point that out because, like, here's one thing where, like, people, like, try to act like Trump thinks that he knows everything, that he's right about everything. But here's the thing. Like, so he thought it was 2015. Both Zelensky and Vance corrected him on it being 2014. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I wasn't here at the time. So, at the time, he wasn't even in politics. So he's like, oh, fuck, what would I know? Are we even clear after all these fires of the 2 of 3 train wrecks that have polluted the air quality in the east side of the U.S.? I don't think so. I don't think so. There is fucking question as to whether or not that's actually fucking like, I don't know. There's some people who are saying that that's kind of like a coup type thing. The same thing with all the airplanes that keep fucking crashing.
So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022.
Yeah, that's
you
when
know,
Putin fucking
the
invaded, I
situation
think.
The same. That people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president, in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people.
Gee, I wonder why.
Exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it.
Okay, so basically, Zelensky is explaining that when Biden's administration came in, him and Putin and Macron and Biden all fucking signed a deal that they would fucking have a ceasefire and that Putin wouldn't invade, but Putin did it anyways. That's how he's fucking explaining it. But he's not explaining exactly as to why Putin decided to break that fucking deal. And the reason being is because there is a deal that was made in the 40s after World War II when NATO was created, that there was like a specific amount of fucking countries that were in NATO. NATO was small. When NATO started, there was like, I think 11 countries that were all a part of NATO. Now there's like 23. And then Putin invaded Ukraine to begin with because Ukraine is part of Europe and that was the next in line. And if NATO ended up getting Ukraine as a part of NATO, then that would have cut off shipping lines for Russia. Like one of the more important shipping lines that Russia had. That's why they fucking went after the Ukraine. Because NATO was was violating the fucking treaty with NATO over and over and over and over. And when it got to Ukraine, Putin had had enough. So that's why they fucking went after the Ukraine to begin with. So that way they could keep that fucking shipping line. Putin has said multiple times that he doesn't want to fucking do it. But it would make sense as to why he would fucking do it. I'm hoping to God that there is a possibility that Trump can find a middle ground for these guys. And unfortunately, it's Biden's fault that he has to be put in that position in the fucking first place because Biden gave Zelensky $350 billion fucking dollars. And there were and a majority of that money ended up going to people of Ukrainian fucking heritage, both in Ukraine and here in the States. I remember before election day, there were people from the Ukraine who had immigrated here or were on work visa or something like that, some kind of visa, fucking so that way they could be here in the United States. These people had like tens of thousands of fucking dollars that they could just throw away. And this lady from Ukraine was telling her Uber driver about it. She even showed her bank account and everything. So like, instead of that money fucking going into supporting the war and all of that shit, it was going into the fucking people and doing, and it was just like, the money was just being given away. It wasn't even going towards the war. It was going towards the fucking people. So when word got out about that, it was just like, okay, well, what the fuck? The saddest part is that we have to borrow money from China to give away to other countries. We're dangerously in debt and still giving money away. And right now we're like what, $36 trillion in debt to the, to all these other countries with interest. And it's getting closer and closer to a point where it's like, no matter how much tax money we have fucking coming in from our people, it's not going to take care of the debt. The more debt that we put ourselves in with these interest fees, basically the American tax returns are only going to pay for those interests, and that's it.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office.
This is where it starts to spin.
American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems?
Shit. Damn, dude, fucking Vance called his ass out on that shit. This is where it starts to fucking flip, and both of these guys start fucking yelling at Zelensky. And Zelensky's like placating a fucking sob story is basically what it is. He's like using this as a means to try to get money out of fucking other countries to support the war, which at this point is really just like people have said that it's an unending war. Oh, it'll end. It'll end in two different ways.
Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack?
Why is he fucking trying to cut off JD Vance? Like, how rude. Let him ask the goddamn question. And you can see he's like, look at the look on his face. He's just like, oh shit, this isn't going my way.
Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
Which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but like Trump's doing the hand thing that he always does, where he's like making a vagina with his hands. According to what people have said about fucking people who do this type of thing, like this really shows confidence in this fucking hand gesture, the way that Trump is doing this shit. Like a lot of people who study body language really say that this is what really shows that Trump is a man of confidence. Let's see. To be fair, Trump is far from a fiscal conservative. He added as much to the national debt as Obama, though he did have COVID and other things to contend with. Yeah, towards the end of his fucking presidential run is when COVID really fucking struck. But in all honesty, I feel like that the way that Trump was doing shit financially was actually very good. Like during Trump's administration, I don't think I heard anybody fucking complain about their finances. All I ever heard people complain about was Orange Man bad. Like that's literally all I heard. Nobody was complaining about gas prices during that point in time. Maybe at the very beginning, but prices eventually fucking went down in gas and shit like that. And once again, Trump's doing the same fucking thing. Which, by the way, gas has been like less than $3 a gallon in the last week and a half around my neighborhood. And so, like, I'd say that that's slowly starting to fucking work. I don't know if we've begun drilling in the Gulf of America yet, or the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of Liberal Tears, which that's another fucking argument in and of itself, by the way. A lot of liberals I've heard fucking making complaints about, Trump naming it the Gulf of America. They refuse to call it the Gulf of America. It's still the Gulf of Mexico to them. And it's like, okay, look, I look on this as a number of factors, okay? The only reason why he fucking renamed it the Gulf of America was basically another chess move because Biden put his fucking chess piece in there, basically signing an executive order that nobody is allowed to drill for oil in the Gulf of Mexico. So you change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, the Gulf of Mexico no longer exists. Therefore, you can drill in the fucking Gulf of America, drill, baby, drill, get some more fucking oil, and use that to bring energy down, and we'll be fucking plentiful with, with our means of energy. The second thing, though, is like, okay, look, as a spiritualist, I understand that there is the fact that names mean nothing. Okay? Whether we call this the state that I live in, Michigan, or we live in the United States, or North America, or Earth, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? The only thing that it matters to, if anything, is actual NPCs that think that labels is what's fucking important. The only label that's really important to me is Juggalo. And that's basically it. And even then, it's like a stretch. Because at the end of the day, all of us are just made out of fucking energy. That's really how you fucking look at it. So renaming putting the executive order really is just a fucking means of control. Changing the name from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America is just a means for control. And the same thing with oil and energy and all of these other things that we fucking talk about. At the end of the day, it's all just a means of control from other people, different entities of energy and shit like that. That's really all it is if you really want to narrow it down. But if you want to look at it from a simplistic point of view, from a 3D point of view, really all it is a chess move, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, so the Gulf of Mexico no longer exists, and drill, baby, drill. And from a 3D perspective, I agree with that. But anyways, I got off the beaten path with that. Zelensky looks like the aftermath of a guy who doesn't want to admit he epically lost a game of Risk, so he sits there pouting with his arms crossed. I agree. He's the dude that fucking is about to lose in checkers, so if you flip the fucking board, then it's game over for everybody.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war...
Yeah, lots of questions, all two of them.
Everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
That right there is something that a lot of people have been fucking taking as a threat from Zelensky. He's like, between our countries, there's a lot of ocean. You don't feel it now, but you will feel it in the future. What the fuck do you mean by that? Okay, like, the way that he fucking, what he says comes off as a fucking threat. But, of course, there is a language barrier, so I'll give him that little bit of a benefit of the doubt that might not be what he meant, but there are a lot of people out there who are considering that to be a threat. There was one guy I heard that theorized that he has been selling the weapons that America gave him to the black market, and who bought them? The Mexican cartels. And some people have said that because of that, they think Trump knows that. That's why Trump ended up stating that the Mexican cartels are going to be treated like terrorists. Like the Mexican cartels are going to be treated as a terrorist organization.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You
He's
will
like,
not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're
Damn.
trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
You just did! Well, let's rewind, you fucking gaslighter.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
Did he just tell them what they're going to feel? Did Zelensky just say what the United States is going to feel? You don't feel it now, but you will feel it in the future. That sounds like he's telling him what to feel. So I feel like Trump is justified in him telling him off like this.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel
I'm-
very.
Oh, he just told him what he's going to feel again. But he didn't say he didn't tell him how he's going to feel, but he did. But he didn't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Zelensky?
I'm
Good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not.
You mean what do you mean influence? Influence from what? Influence from the fact that fucking we gave you $350 billion fucking dollars already as it is, which has caused our country to get all sorts of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what influence are we feeling from Ukraine with the fact that fucking Ukraine is currently being eradicated by a country? Like, Ukraine is the size of Texas, all right? And Russia is the size of 2 or 3 United States. All right. What influence is he saying that we're going to feel the same thing from Russia if we don't help out Ukraine? From who? Ukraine? Make it make sense.
Not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
I agree with that. He don't have the cards right now. Like, he's playing Uno with a full hand right now.
With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling.
Like, apparently he doesn't understand what it means when you have a coin of phrase or something like that. And that's what Trump's giving him. Apparently, I guess he's taking things. I think he's taking it too literal when he's like, you're not playing with the right cards. And he's like, we're not playing cards at all. Like, he took it literal.
Not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right.
Look at that. He, like, do you see how nervous he is around fucking Trump right now? He's got his hands in his fucking crotch. He's got his shoulders hiked up. He's shaking a little bit. Like, what the fuck is this? He's coming off like a scared pussy begging for fucking money at this point.
Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
And I agree to that, bro, because like he's like this shit with NATO and Russia invading Ukraine because of what NATO fucking did, and all Zelensky's doing is going from country to country to country trying to get more and more money from everybody. And I think he came here, like, he literally had one fucking job when he came to the United States: come up with a peace plan. And he didn't do that. Instead, he ended up coming here expecting another blank check from the president. But this is a different administration. And I don't think he realizes that the Trump administration is not the Biden administration. Biden was a pussy. All right? Biden was a fucking weak president. He was a weak leader, and he was a big fat fucking pussy. And Trump grabbed him by the pussy and became the new goddamn leader of our country. And he is bitter and angry and not violent, but he is definitely on some spite because of how he got fucked in his second run. So he's just like, all right, I'm going to double down on the badassery. Nobody is going to push us as a country around. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, because he feels like Zelensky is trying to give him some sort of an ultimatum when both he and Zelensky both know Zelensky can't hold a candle to what Trump has been doing. Zelensky does not have that kind of fucking ability that Trump has. And I think this is a fuck around and find out moment for Zelensky to figure this out.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful.
Because, yeah, like, now our country's involved in a war that we have nothing to fucking do with, a foreign war between Russia and Ukraine, and Russia is basically just trying to fucking save their own port entry because of what NATO did. Our country is trying to fucking buy that shit out. Like, do you not fucking see this shit? Like, what the fuck? How do people not fucking see this shit? And then they say, oh, Trump was being a bully to fucking Zelensky. No. Zelensky was being a fucking beggar, all right? If there is an equivalent to this shit, Zelensky is the boy blue of the political world, where he is going around begging people for fucking money on a constant basis. And for what? To to basically put money into a war that they know for a fact they cannot win. The only reason why they're asking for as much money as they are is just to try to fucking delay the inevitable. Without the money that he has been fucking given, Russia would have taken over the Ukraine in a fucking week. But at this point, like, they're here's the facts, all right? Here's the facts. Ukraine has 38 million people in their population. Okay? Russia has about 145 million fucking people at their disposal. Ukraine is running out of people. It's getting to a point where people are men in Ukraine are being pulled out of their fucking homes and thrown into this war that they don't even want to fight. All they're really concerned about is protecting their families. All right? Eventually, if things continue to go the way that they're going, Russia is going to take over the Ukraine. They are going to run out of fucking people. Have you never fucking played Risk before? All right? If you have 10 pieces on your fucking country board on the board and the other one has 45, the math is not mathing here. Anybody who thinks that Ukraine has a fighting chance in defeating Russia is either fucking delusional or stupid or delusionally stupid. And this deal, like all of the, like what this meeting was supposed to be for was the exchange of fucking mineral rights from the from the Ukrainian country, so that way our country could earn some of our fucking money back. And in the meantime, they were going to figure out a way on how to create peace between Ukraine and Russia. And the only reason why this happened in the first place is because slowly but surely NATO has been acquiring more countries and not acquiring Russia, which Russia, I believe, wanted to be a part of NATO, but nobody wants, but NATO doesn't want Russia because fucking Russia. Like, whether it be stuff that Stalin did or Gorbachev or now Putin, like, it's basically like they have slowly been absorbing more and more countries into NATO, and Gorbachev and Putin have let that fucking slide for the longest time. Once they get to the, once they're bordering fucking Ukraine, they're bordering Ukraine, so Russia knows that Ukraine is practically next. Yeah, the jig is up. So like I said before, if NATO were to strike a deal with Ukraine to try to make Ukraine a part of NATO, Russia has lost their fucking main port supply. That's what the war is for. And Russia doesn't even want to fucking take over all of Ukraine. They don't want to absorb all of Ukraine. They will if they have to, just to keep the port area. But that's what they're fighting for, is that fucking port area. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember hearing about this years ago when shit started to really pop off in the news, and that's what they were fucking saying. Russia was attacking Ukraine and they were defending that port. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't only need dough, they need troops. Like, money can't buy fucking people, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it kind of can, but like not in this sense. Like, keeping in mind, you're fighting in a war where you have 38 million people versus 145, and you're stressed so fucking much about losing this war that you're bringing common folk that aren't even military into your war. Putin doesn't have to fucking do that. He's got people. Like, they have a fucking military. They have a military alone that is bigger than the than the fucking full population of Ukraine. Like, that's the thing. And we're stuck in the middle trying to be peacemaker with money. Money we don't have. Money that is continuing to put our country into fucking debt and making the eggs price go up. I'm pretty sure eggs are like $1 an egg now. That's the whole fucking thing about this shit. And people who fucking argue this shit and try to say that Trump is a fucking bully, they are in deep delulu with Trump derangement syndrome.
To the country, this country, that's
with
back
all
to you,
respect to your
far
country.
more than a lot of people said they
respect.
should have.
Now, the only thing about this, okay, and I think this is the reason why they try to say that Trump is bullying fucking Zelensky, is because Trump is raising his voice to Zelensky. And yes, while Zelensky is being calm, cool, and collective with his tone, what he's saying isn't matching shit. Like, Trump is basically like, look, we had a pussy leader before me, and now I'm back. And I'm not a pussy. I grab pussies by the pussy.
Said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Trump is the only man crazy enough to call this shit out man to man. Enough is enough. Honestly, at this point, this is what I'm thinking Trump's mindset is. He got shot at, okay? He got shot at, and and at the end of his fucking term, he's going to be the oldest president to have a standing term. He'll be 83 when he leaves office. I don't think he gives a fuck. Like, at this point, he does not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Zelensky could have fucking pulled out a gat right there, and it wouldn't have changed his fucking tune. You know what I'm saying? Trump needs to call out Putin too. Yeah, I think I agree with that. It's like, I don't think that, like, he has said before, you know, he has a good business relationship with both Zelensky and Putin and Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un. A lot of these people that are relatively dictators that everybody's been told to fucking hate. But I agree with him when he's like, it's good to have good business relationships with these fucking people. It doesn't mean that they're friends. It just means that they have respect with each other business-wise. And that's really all this is. At the end of the day, all of this stuff is just business. In Trump's mind, this is just business. Because it used to be a fucking country. Now all it is just fucking trade deals and tariffs and, you know, taxes and stuff like that. Money coming in and out. What does that remind you of? I don't know. A fucking business?
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not.
I mean, he is, but that's not the point. He's speaking sternly, you know? No one is arguing that Putin is a war criminal and an asshole. Saying that out loud doesn't do any good. This is about making a deal. Yeah, and who is the master of the art of the deal? The guy in the red tie, right? The dude with the funny hair. Orange man bad. Orange man bad, but make good deal. Like, even Gronk, who's fucking stupid as hell, could possibly see that.
Speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not.
I know. Me making money? Give me money. I need me money. Write me a check. That's basically, like, Zelensky's like, I know my country's in big trouble, but your money will help soften the blow.
Winning this. You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President.
I
we are
agree with
staying in
that.
Our country.
Like, Trump fucking put it down at that point. You have a good chance of coming out okay because of us. And not just because of the amount of money that we've given them. Like, the mineral rights thing, this is what I heard. I heard that he tried to strike a deal with Zelensky about the whole thing with acquiring the rare earth mineral rights in Ukraine. And Zelensky's mind, it's to fucking be on the defense. Like, if he gives us the mineral rights to fucking Ukraine, then we're going to fucking back him out on this war. I'm sure he's expecting us to fucking bring military in over there to fight Russia. No, we'll bring military in, but that's just to make sure that we can defend the fucking minerals that we're trying to acquire. No, the minerals are basically to try to offset the amount of money that we've given to the Ukrainian people. That's it. That's the only deal that we're striking with fucking Ukraine at this point. And then at the same time, we're in the middle trying to help create a peace deal between Zelensky and Putin and their respective countries. You know what I'm saying? I spoke a little bit about Elimination Chamber at the beginning of the show, but that really wasn't a fucking topic of conversation. I am upset that Punk didn't win, but I am happy to see that after 13 years, John Cena finally turned heel. But anyways, yeah, so like that and like I said, Zelensky had one job. He literally had one job, and he fucked it up worse than Sin Cara. You know, like his one job was to come in with a plan for peace between him and Vladimir Putin, so that way they could figure out what they could do. He doesn't want to give up any of his fucking country. He doesn't want to do anything. And it sounds to me like he wants more fucking money to try to continue this fucking war.
Strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
Yep.
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this.
Like, now he's trying to fucking be like, I heard this shit. Which, hey, one of them was right. Without our military weaponry and backing, financial backing, yeah, they could have been done.
Is something
Maybe
new.
less.
Let's see, the sad thing is they have no choice but to give Putin something to get him to fuck off. But that's what a deal is. Everybody gets something. Yeah. Like, he's making deals with other countries and stuff like that. Like, we ended up getting fucking money from some other countries to make up for loss and shit like that. You know, like, we owe Canada money, and Canada owes us more money than that, and we fucking strike a deal and try to even it out. You know, the same thing with, we gave Zelensky $350 billion. We want something to fucking make up for it. Not just, not this grant shit. We want something back in return. That's why we give people fucking money. Zelensky has no blood on his face to be begging for money to continue the conflict. I agree to that.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say
Yep.
thank you.
I said a lot of times
that there,
thank you
except
to
that,
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's.
Yeah, so like he would say thank you, but then he would talk some shit. So that kind of fucking cancels itself out. Biden looked at it as if they could win the war. Yeah, I don't even know how, because like, how the fuck did that idiot decrepit fuck not do the math and be like 38 million people and versus 145 million people? Yeah, Ukraine could do it. Like, really? Fucking bro, really?
Go litigate this.
Like, even Kamala Harris had to look at him and be like, bruh. But she was probably the one that was fucking stoking the fire, too. I mean, like, well, he could do this, and then we'll have to, yeah, World War III is pretty much on the fucking brink. And it's because of NATO. Personally, the very same fucking entity that was created because of World War II to make sure that World War III didn't happen could be the possible reason why World War III could be happening. How fucking fucked up is that?
Those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
Yeah, see, like, I agree with Trump on that because, like, doing this live makes it so they can't fucking spin what's being said. Although, there are some people that are still spinning this to try to make Trump look like a fucking bully. And it's like, no, he was down to fucking help, but him and Vance quickly fucking realized that Zelensky is unappreciative. He is ungrateful for the things that America has fucking done for him, and he came to this country to ask for a little bit more, thinking that Trump was going to be as much of a pushover as Biden was, and he fucked around and found out.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
Thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're
again,
running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire.
He doesn't want a fucking ceasefire. He told that to the United States that they don't want a ceasefire. So that really just says, oh, what are we here for? Money. We want your fucking money. Hashtag give me $1. ICP or Tech9? Yes. I love both of them.
I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want to see.
You want to stop the war, but you don't want to stop the ceasefire? Bro. $1 million a gun is ridiculous. Their people should have put a stop to it years ago. And Chris Calico's dope too. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of him.
I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you
That wasn't with me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, ask my people about ceasefire. What do they think? And like earlier in this fucking argument, he ended up saying that Putin didn't apply to the fucking ceasefire. Like eventually he continued firing anyways. Well, yeah, because like NATO is trying to fucking absorb more countries. They have been for fucking decades. For like the last 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, they've been fucking acquiring more and more countries. More than they should have. They're the ones who violated the fucking treaty to begin with. So Russia basically was just like, all right, do it again. Say my name. Say it 3 times. Boom, Ukraine. Don't fuck with me, son. Blaze or Ouija? Blaze. I love Blaze, but like he's on M&E, so I can't support him anymore. Ouija. Is it me, or does it seem like Ukraine's #1 objective is only to keep getting money funneled into them, and that's it? That's pretty much what I'm seeing. That's the reason why he's here. Like he's like, I want peace, but I don't want a fucking ceasefire. Make it make sense. The only way that you're gonna have peace and not do a ceasefire is if you win this war against Russia, but fucking financially and humanitarily, it's not feasible. You could have all the fucking money in the world. You could put every fucking country into massive debt and have every nickel, penny, yen that everybody in this fucking world has. You will still lose this war. Cody?
That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
It's ironic that our only black president gave Zelensky sheets. I don't know what that means. But it's like, okay, you got sheets versus javelins. Javelins will win. That I can kind of understand.
You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards.
I think, yeah, like the look on his fucking face is just saying, yeah, this is going nowhere. Like, I've lost this fucking argument. This guy is not the same as the other guy. I miss the other guy. He's more scared than Saddam was when they tried to cut the deal. I think I agree with you on that one, JR.
With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make.
Now, what's funny, too, is, like, go on TikTok. You can actually see the look on the face of one of the Ukrainian representatives, and the entire, like, I saw this on Candace Owens' fucking TikTok, and she's like, it shows the woman, and she's just like, she grabs her nose and then pinches the bridge of her nose, like, oh my god, I can't, like, the look on a parent when they fucking are like, oh my god, I can't take my kid anywhere. That's the look on this woman's face when fucking Trump is fucking shutting down Zelensky. This woman is just like, oh god, I can't take my child anywhere, like anywhere we go to try to and have a peaceful discourse. This dude just comes in and fucks it up. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is we're lucky we finally got to see this. Trump is the only man crazy enough to do this. The world needed to see this. It's so obvious what's happening here. Yeah, at this point, really, like in a game of cards, Zelensky showed his hand in this. He showed his hand and fucking, he thought he had a four of a kind, and fucking Trump said, no, you have too many kings.
Because the attitudes have to change.
Yep.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
Yep.
They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was phony. That was a phony Hunter Biden.
The Russian collusion argument.
Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, the laptop from hell was made by Russia.
Which now the laptop from hell is no longer fucking applicable in arguments, in a sense, because, Joe Biden fucking pardoned his entire family for anything that happened between, since like 2014 and any future fucking things that could happen. Like, really? Are you fucking serious? But yeah, it's like, come on. Everybody knows about the Hunter Biden laptop at this point. It's as fucking relevant in the political discourse as, I don't know, Hillary's emails.
The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But
yeah, because he was locked out at that time.
He didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave.
Agreed.
But you're either going to make a deal.
Oh, he actually said thank you at this point. Oh, good. Yeah. Finally, he said fucking thank you. But look at his face, though. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, I didn't want to say that. Where's my check?
Or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah, I think we've seen enough. So basically, and at this point, once that got fucking done, Zelensky got kicked out of the fucking White House because they weren't able to fucking strike a deal. So at this point, it's like, okay, Zelensky's got two fucking options. He's got to face two fucking things. Okay, it's either he makes a fucking deal for peace, which means, like, because like Trump said, he doesn't have the cards that he needs. Like, he has no standing ground, all right? He is where Anakin Skywalker is sitting, and Trump is where Obi-Wan is sitting at this point. He has no fucking high ground to stand on against Trump or Putin at this point. Trump is willing to try to make a fucking deal so that way he can get his money back. He can get our country's money back, because that's what his main focus is. In order for us to get our fucking money back from certain fucking places, and Ukraine is one of them, because Ukraine is right now currently the most relevant fucking business deal that's going on with the $350 billion that Biden and Kamala Harris fucking gave Ukraine over the last 4 fucking years. Yeah, he's scared shitless. Like, he is scared fucking shitless at this point. Because he thought that he'd be able to finagle a little bit more money and more weaponry from us, but we the people, especially like the Trump supporters and MAGA, Donald Trump and JD Vance and everybody else in the fucking administration and all the cabinets, we're sick of fucking giving money to these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what up? G-Dog. Just wanted to drop in and say, hey, I'm glad you're speaking on this Ukraine Carlos Mencialis scam they're trying to pull. Yeah, dude. Like, basically at this point, like I said, Zelensky has no fucking high ground to stand on. Trump has a higher ground to stand on, and so does Putin. He has 2 options at this point, okay? He either, because after this, he got kicked out, and he fucking probably went back to Ukraine. So now he has no choice but to sit around a house like fucking Tony Montana at the end of Scarface. You know what I mean by that? Where he's like sitting in his fucking house, he's on his chair, surrounded by a bunch of money and cocaine, and he's about to get fucking blasted at the end of fucking Scarface. You know, it's basically Zelensky's acting like he's fucking Tony Montana, but he knows that he knows at the same time that people are fucking coming for him. So it's like, okay, he has to sit there while his people are getting eradicated, his military is fucking getting killed, and you know, he's basically being overpowered by fucking Russia at this point. So he has 2 options. Either he can A, make a fucking deal for peace, because he has no ground to stand on at this point. He has to make the deal with not Biden, fuck Biden. He has to make the deal with Trump about the mineral rights thing, and he also has to fucking figure out a way on how to make a peace deal with Trump and Putin in order to save his country, even if it means losing part of his fucking country. Which is something that, for real, like, this is all he doesn't want to fucking lose an inch of his country, but he's gonna have to fucking bite the bullet. He's either got to A, make a deal for peace in that sense, or B, Ukraine is gonna have no choice but to face extinction. Because the math ain't mathin' for him. 38 million of his fucking people versus 145 million fucking Russians. The Russian military does not hold, like, he does not, like, his entire population of people who aren't even in the military cannot hold a fucking candle to the amount of military power that Russia has, no matter what kind of weaponry that they have. Even if the American weaponry that he is using for the war can face fucking the military might of Russia 3-1, he still loses. He still loses. He has no choice but to either face extinction or peace and lose a little bit of his fucking ground. Because all Putin wants out of the deal is to fucking keep that port that they are using through Ukraine. And like I said before, NATO is the whole reason this fucking started. Because NATO kept on wanting a little bit more, adding a little bit more onto the fucking cheese block. You know what I'm saying? It's not even slice a little bit off the cheese. They kept on trying absorbing more and more and more and more European countries when the treaty said that they were not supposed to fucking do this shit, and they did it anyways. And finally, Putin had enough. That's why he went to fucking go after Ukraine. I don't even think Putin wants to fucking absorb Ukraine in its entirety into Russia like they did with a bunch of other fucking countries. I think that they just want to keep that port so that way they can keep shipping out the shit that they fucking want to begin with. That's the reality of it. And on top, and a lot of these things that other people are fucking saying is about Putin being a fucking dictator, and Zelensky's a dictator too. So, like you're arguing, you're the pot, like the liberals that are trying to say that we're fucking, Putin supporters. I could give a fuck less because it's not my war. But just looking at the situation, because our country is involved in a war that we shouldn't even fucking be involved in. That's why I'm talking about this, because our country is fucking involved. And a lot of the liberals that say that we're fucking Putin, like Putin fans or supporting him because Orange Man bad and shit like that, dude, you're fucking supporting a dictator in Zelensky as well. Amongst other fucking countries and amongst other fucking bad people. Like, what about all the other people that America has made deals with that are dictatorships as well? Like the Congo. Like they have fucking they have child fucking laborers and slaves and shit like that. We're making fucking deals with them too. I'm not necessarily saying that the United States wears a white hat. There's a lot of sick, fucked up deals that our country has made with other countries that are sick and fucked up. But like to try to fucking argue that, like here's the fucked up thing. Why is it that the liberals who want fucking socialism are basically fucking upset with the fact that Trump is making deals with communist fucking countries? Socialism leads to fucking communism if you read 1984. Hell, if you read Animal Farm, keeping in mind George Orwell wrote these fucking books as a warning, not as a fucking play-by-play book. Where do you think all the money we spend on Wi-Fi goes? I don't know. But like, here's another thing too. Like, everybody's worried about Russian collusion or that Russia and China are going to be spying on us. We spy on them too. Everybody spies on everybody because we're all fucking paranoid. And most of that has to fucking do with the Cold War and the Iron Curtain and shit like that. Like everybody's fucking complaining and scared that Russia's gonna fucking do something, nuclear war. You know what? At this point, I look at it in two ways. At this point, okay, if we don't come up with peace, then our fucking civilization as humanity is fucked either way. Okay, we got a fucking giant meteor coming towards us in by 2027. We have like a 4% chance that it's gonna hit the fucking planet. And at this point, it's like, okay, look, it's either we can eradicate our own fucking civilization and our own fucking animal at this point by creating nuclear war and eradicating this planet as we know it before the fucking meteor comes and possibly kills us all. Or would you like to have at least 2 years of world peace before the threat of a meteor destroys our fucking planet? Personally, I would like a little bit of peace before the chaos, and Trump is the man to fucking do it. Because that's the type of person that he is. That's the type of deals that he's trying to fucking make with Zelensky and Putin. And it seems like Zelensky's only purpose for continuing this war and not having this ceasefire is to try to get more money from a lot of these other fucking countries. This is the reason why Trump didn't want to be a part of NATO anymore, is because NATO is problematic with trying to absorb all of these other countries when they're not fucking supposed to. And if they're gonna go at, and if Russia's gonna go after Ukraine because of the possibility of Ukraine being absorbed into NATO, we're a part of fucking NATO. Who's not to say that Russia won't try to fucking go after other countries and create World War III and try to create more domination? We saw the same thing in 1930s and fucking 9 with Adolf Hitler, who, ironically, the Liberal Party decides that anybody who is against them is Hitler. Literally Hitler. Orange Man is literally Hitler because he's a Republican. Notice how it's always the Republicans that try to make things a little bit better after the Democrats turn things sideways. No, to be totally honest, like, it's weird how things have shifted. The Republican Party was always all about war, and the Democrats have always been about fucking taxing the people. The Democratic Party has always been about taxing the people and trying to socialize everything so that way the government is under control of how much money the American people are able to fucking make. Whether it be whether it be the money that they make working their fucking jobs or the money that they fucking are given with all of that other shit. But Trump is an ace in the hole. Trump is more libertarian than anything. I actually explained this to somebody. Think of it like it's a fucking magnet, okay? So you've got one side that's Republican and one side that's Democrat. The more, like over the last 12 to 15, the last 12 or so fucking years, the liberals have been pushing far left. So let's just say that they're pushing more to the left, and the more that they push to the left, the more Republicans have been turning to the left as well. So now the Republican Party has become libertarian to an extent, to a point, and the fucking Democrats are so fucking far left that it's practically becoming socialism at this point. How in the fuck is it that a bunch of Republican warmongers that are in the office right now, apparently, are vying for peace in the world? Because that's where they're at right now. Less fucking government, which is something that a lot of people have wanted for so fucking long and have been promised time and time again by the Democratic Party. And now the Republican Party's fucking doing it, and the liberal people are fucking pissed about it? Why? Because it's not your fucking people? It's the same fucking argument when it concerns this whole no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, right? The fucking Republican Party, Trump wanted that fucking shit. Trump wanted that shit. Kamala tried to fucking say the same fucking thing. And yet when it was put through Congress, the only people that actually voted yes on it were the Republicans. One Republican voted no. Every single Democrat voted no. And the only reason why they all voted no on it, to be perfectly honest, is because it was Trump's idea and Trump is now in office. Had Kamala fucking been on it, I'm pretty sure it would have been the other way around, where it would have been the Democrats that all voted yes on it, and one Republican, and the other Republicans would have voted no on it. And I wonder who that Republican was that voted no on it. Something tells me it was that fucking snapping turtle motherfucker from Kentucky that voted no on it. But to be perfectly honest, at the end of it all, let's see. The idiocy of liberals is insane. They are pro-Palestine who literally supports the death of Israel, and they call people their enemies Hitler. No president has done more for Israel since 1948 as Donald Trump. And I actually watched this one Arab dude who is Jewish talking about the whole thing with Gaza and Palestine and Israel and shit. And he was right in saying that Israel has one of the richest nations, if not the richest fucking nation in the entire world. Palestine didn't come around until 1964. So now that I'm seeing all of this stuff, I am starting to understand this Palestine, Israel, Gaza thing. And I am noticing, a lot of people who are just fucking insane are pro-Palestine. They're pro fucking watermelon at this point. And look, as somebody who has no religious affiliation and no affiliation to those people whatsoever, short of having fucked a Jew right in the pussy, I've like that basically alone is just like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm pro fucking Israel at this point with this shit. That's my stance on that. But to be totally honest, it's like, okay, if you want to fucking be pro Palestine, that's on you. If you want to be pro fucking liberal, that's on you. I don't care. What I'm more concerned about is who is closest to me personally, and I'm also a man who does not want any involvement with other people's problems. Like, that's just how it is for me. The world has enough land for everyone, and everything propaganda Shouldn't keep people divided. And another thing too that I want my fucking money back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is for me. At this point, I want my fucking money back. And from what I'm to understand, a lot of fucking money is going to be coming back. We've even convinced the LGBT movement to be pro-Palestine, despite the fact that any Palestinian male would do horrendous things to them just for being LGBT if they were given a chance. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, that's fucking weird. Well, I mean, like beforehand, like there was a point in time, I think it was during Trump's fucking first term. During Trump's first term, there were people that were like either pro LGBT or very far left liberal that wanted to invoke Sharia law just to prove that they were pro Muslim. But what they don't understand is that Sharia law is basically that a man can marry a woman by way of a man can marry a woman by way of fucking what is it? Planned marriage, regardless as to whether or not the girl is 18 and under or not. So you could have a man my age, have a fucking arranged marriage with a 4-year-old girl. That is part of Sharia law. Israel has a huge LGBT plus club scene. And that's another thing too. Like I personally don't give a fuck about whether or not somebody is gay or not, or trans or not. I mean, as long as it's a legitimate thing, like Blair White or Buck Angel. Like those people are convincingly fucking trans. And I'm in support of both of them, and they're also very fucking Republican as well. Which is very interesting to me because like a lot of liberals argue about that shit about what the fuck is up with Blair White being fucking Republican. But yeah, enough of this shit. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's the end of my fucking show. I think I've covered enough. Hopefully my next show will be much better. And I think after I end this show, I'm gonna take a piss and I'm gonna go on Twitch. How many checks did I get for COVID-19? 2, I think. And I didn't even fucking get state aid. Like they did not fucking do me good. Yeah, have a good day, guys. I appreciate you for coming in, and shout out to Justin for all the fucking super chats, bro. Thank you for doing that, being gross, and making a good point. So yeah, I think after this, I'm gonna take a piss, and then I'm gonna go fucking on Twitch. So hit that up, twitch.tv/CrazyMcCormick if you want to fucking continue on with more non-Juggalo related and gaming shit. So with that being said, I'm out this bitch. You guys be back next week. I'm out. Deuces.